Our first coached up of the season, we're going to get the new man on campus here at NC State. I'm talking with defensive back coach George Barlow. Coach, first of all, great to have you on staff here.
Great to be here.
Initial reaction from what you get from guys in camp?
It's been really good. I inherited a good group of kids. They're talented, nice-sized kids, really talented. Good speed, good hips, good flexibility. They're doing a lot of good things. They're playing with confidence. They're giving me the effort, and they're trying to learn the techniques that I'm teaching them. So it's been really good so far.
A lot of people have been hearing about the 4-2-5 defense. Has that really changed what corners are trying to do from one year to the next?
No, that really hasn't changed a bunch for us. Whether it's 4-2, 4-3, 3-4, a lot of the coverages are still the same. They're just doing it with different fronts. So a lot of that doesn't change for us, whether we're playing man, or we're playing quarters, playing a third. A lot of the rules are the same for us.
When it comes to defensive back, what are you looking for?
First, we're looking for some guys with some size, because these receivers are getting bigger and bigger every day. And, 6'3", 6'4" guys that can run. So we're looking for 5'10", a long 5'10", to a 6 feet 6'1" guy with feet and hips that can move. And also is going to be physical enough to tackle if he's playing into the boundary. Because a lot of times with these different offenses, you got to use that corner as an extra guy in some of the run support stuff. So they're not just cover guys nowadays. They have to be able to run support and tackle too.
And guys that can't be coachable. All right, Coach is going to get me ready to go. Get me coached up. Tight ends don't get to play out here in the numbers much.
No.
Out here on the numbers as a wide receiver, your defensive back, what do we got?
Okay, we're just going to talk about a little press technique, how I actually teach the guys, and go in exact order where I teach them. The first thing we'll talk about is alignment. As far as the wideout, we'll always make sure we know exactly where they are on the field. We use the divider rules, which we'll use the numbers, we'll use the Nash, we'll use the hash to determine how wide and short they are. But then in our press, we'll first talk about the alignment-wise. We'll line up on the receiver. Their alignment, they're going to line anywhere from 1.5 yards to 2 yards from the receiver so they can actually see them, okay? Because now, first of all, they don't want to be off sides, and they want to be able to focus on the belt line, which determine which way the receiver's releasing.
When you say looking at the belt line, you're not looking me in the eyes?
No,
why are you looking at the belt line?
I'm looking at the belt line because that's the part of the body that moves the least, and whichever way he goes with that, that's what's usually the way he's going. So alignment-wise, I'm going to be 1.5 yards to 2 yards away from him, and now I'm going to be either head up to slightly inside, and then some coverages where we have more help inside, he'll be slightly outside. For this, we'll talk about him being just slightly inside, splitting the crotch of receiver with right down the middle of me with his inside leg. And now, what I'll be, like I said, I'll be 1.5 yards to 2 away from it. And now, as far as my stance, it's going to be a level stance. The weight's going to be slightly towards the balls of my feet. I'm going to have slight bend at the knee, the ankles, the waist, and now I'm going to have my hands in battle ready position, which means above my waist, ready to collision the receiver once he releases.
Right.
Okay.
Receiver comes rolling out, and I want to get outside because I want to get a go route. Where are you on me on that?
Now, what we're going to do as far as the release is now we've already talked about the alignment, the stance, and now what we're talking about is letting our feet do the work. What we do is teach and press here. I equate it to like playing basketball. What I want to try to do is I want to try to keep a frontal position on you as long as I can. So now, as I get my stance and that receiver releases out, I'm going to give a little ground, and now once he releases, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slightly release outside. I'm going to initially try to jam him with 2 hands, but when he gets outside the framework, I'm going to drop the outside hand, and I'm going to try to collision him and run with him. So as we step back, initially, when he first comes off the line, I'll give a little bit of ground, and now stop there. And now I'm still keying that hip, and now once he works outside my framework, it's going to be an inside hand jam. And now once I inside hand jam, it's going to aim from his armpit to the tip of his pad to try to control the wideout. But the hands are a bonus. What I need to do initially is I need to make sure I get my feet in position to keep the frontal position. And that's going to mean what we call an angle kick. And that means I want to release with his release at a slight 45 to keep my frontal position and make him run around me. Because what happens, a lot of guys, as soon as you release outside, they do this.
Yeah.
And now I'm giving him the ground that he wants, and he gets vertical.
All right.
So now on that release, I want to work my angle kick and stay at a 45, control him, keeping my vision to that waist, and as he gets into the route, now I'll get to release and running, and now I'm still keying that hip. Okay, that hip breaks down. I'm going. If it keeps working through 10 or 15 yards, now my eyes can rise and play the wide.